Hello, thank you for joining me for today's Facebook Live. My name is Tracy Helt. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia, and today we're going to be making this cute card. It's got sort of the smaller card on the front, so it flaps open like that. And I have two friends who one's birthday was yesterday and one's is tomorrow, so guess what cards they're getting for their birthdays. For this card, we're going to need the Counting Sheep stamp set. That's one of the celebration items that you can redeem. I'm also using some of the sheep dies. I haven't got all of them here, but these are the ones that we're going to use today. And for the sentiment, I'm using the In Your Words stamp set. So this is the Celebration Host Rewards. You do need to order a fair bit to get this. It's once your order's over $500, you get this free. But there are really, really nice sentiments in here. I love that one. Your birthday came, your birthday went. Here is the card I should have sent. I can see me using that quite often when I get distracted and things are suddenly late. Now, like I said, that is quite a big order, but if you want, we've only got until the end of September to get that, and you still have time. I've got the Whimsy and Wonder Stamp Camp next weekend, so there's still time to join in with that. Otherwise, you can place your order for the next few months' Sweet of the Month, which will get you up to that $500, so you'll get that stamp set. And you'll also get all your other free celebration items. So any on your wish list, make sure you order. We've only got until the end of September, and those are only available while stocks last. Let's get busy with today's card. So my card base is just a quarter of a sheet of cardstock, so 14.9 by 10.5 centimeters. If you're working in the inches, it's going to be 5.5 by 5.25. I've then got the piece for the card in front, and that's 7.5 by 21 centimeters, which would be 8.5 inches by 3 inches. We've got two pieces for the front bit here and for the bit on the inside, which are 7 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And that would be 2 3/4 by 4 inches. Nope. Yes, sorry, I thought that I got that confused. I was battling with the inches earlier. And then I've got two pieces of DSP. So this is from the In Good Taste DSP, and that's 4 centimeters by 10 centimeters, which would be 1.5 by 4.25 inches. And I've got a scrap just to do my stamping on for my sheep. Okay, so let's get busy. I'm going to start off with doing my blending. So there we go, blending brushes again. And I'm using Balmy Blue this time. Now ordinarily I tell you to blend off because you don't want big patches on your blending. But this time I don't mind that. So because I want it to look a bit like sky, I'm going to just blob it, and if we've got big patches, I don't mind. Hey B, nice that you could meet up with me, even if it is virtually with comments. I know that it's night time where you are, daytime where I am. Aren't these time zones fun? Okay. So if you wanted nice smooth blending, this would never be a good job, but I'm quite happy for it to look like it's got a bit of like patchy sky in the background, so I'm happy for it to be blotchy. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment in the corner. I'm doing the sentiment first so that I've got that where I wanted to position the sheep and everything around. And let's hope that I can stamp it straight. Not quite straight, but it'll do. Okay, now hopefully my fingers aren't too inky. Let's stamp my sheep. So I'm doing one of that sheep, one of that one, and this time I'm going to stamp my party hat in polished pink. See, you have to use your sheep. They are so cute. And once you start, you won't stop. Okay, so let's pull in my mini cut and emboss machine so that we can cut these out. Now, tiny, tiny die. So, remember the good thing about Facebook Lives is once I'm done, you can always go back and re-watch them. So whatever you've missed, you can catch up. Now, I've actually done this really stupidly. I've put it the wrong way around, but seeing that everything's aligned, I'm going to just not do that because I can see that the hat's shifted. So we'll get the sheep out and then I'll cut the hat again, because otherwise we were not going to have a good cut on the hat. Okay. Isn't it amazing how everything works really well when you're doing it first time round or creating your card, and as soon as you're on camera you get these little hiccups, but that's okay. And I didn't turn it. Okay, let's try and make it a bit more civilized so that I can at least feel like I'm cutting with my right hand. Okay, that's all of that done. And we're ready to start assembling. Now, like I said, I did cut out my gate before, and this is from the Beauty of the Earth DSP. It's got that one that gives that wood grained look, which gives you the nice effect for the fences. Okay, now let's see if my glue is going to cooperate with me, because I've got about 5 bottles of glue and they're all just about empty. So let's see, hopefully we're going to go fine. I'm going to stick my DSP first. Alright, so we've just got our little bits on the edges. You can just eyeball that. And you'll see what I did when I did this is that my card actually goes over the DSP, so I wasn't trying to line it up because I just thought it's going to be too hard. And I have all errant hair. It's going to be too hard to try and get the spacing there. So that card actually is going to stick over the DSP, but because we've got a little bit of the edge showing over the what do I want to think, the sky bit, it's going to look like you actually have that gap between the DSP and the the card. Okay, so we're going to stick that down, and the card is the exact same width, so that should fit exactly, and then it's just a matter of trying to get it straight. I don't know if anybody else has a straight problem, but I do all the time. Now, the other thing which I just realized I forgot to do is on my card here, we all know I always like to decorate the inside of the card. So I'm going to get ink all over everything, but stamp that sheep's face just peeping in. There we go. Don't know, I can never work without getting covered in ink. But I always say, if you're covered in ink and glue, you've had a fun time. So I guess I'm having fun stamping. Alright, so we're going to put that inside, and I'm not going to stamp that first. Now we need to just play a little bit to see how we want to position or where we want to position. So we're going to have the gate, and then I want this sheep jumping up, so let's just stick its hat on first so that we can see roughly where it's going to be positioned. I have to say, these sheep are so cute. They always have one really cute stamp set in Celebration. So last time it was the donkeys, this time it's the sheep. Although I have to say, I am so happy that we've got those sheep dies, because I made one of my classes cut out donkeys, and every time we talk about the donkeys, one of my ladies complains about cutting out those donkeys, those feet. So I am really happy that we got the dies. That makes it a lot easier. Okay, so I think that that one will be fine over there. And of course, as you lift it up, you need to try and remember where you had it positioned. And then I'm going to stick the gate down. One hair here that just really wants to be part of this card. And I'm positioning the gate so that that post is along the edge. We've got you jumping up in the background. I can stick this onto the front of my card now. Okay. It's fun. And because we're still in lockdown, and who knows when we're coming out, we just need something that's going to be a little bit fun sometimes. So I cut out my balloons as well. Let's just tip them out there. And I'm going to get this sheep, she's going to have to be a bit over there, to hold the balloon before I stick her down. So here's where we get really sticky. We want just a tiny little bit of glue along the back, and I'm trying to put it that the balloon looks like it's following the line of, can I say a sheep has hands? The line of a hand. Okay. And we're going to pop some dimensionals behind that. So one on the balloon, and a couple of extras there. There we go. And then we'll just put some of the other balloons on the side of the card. Oh, oops, sorry. It'll help if I take the dimensional off there, and then I won't have to wonder why it looks like it's not sticking. Probably because it isn't. Alright, now I'm just using these colours because I had them left over. I was busy cutting my Whimsy and Wonder stamp make and takes. So that's why we've got mint macaron and polished pink. Obviously, you can use whatever colours you like. One thing I have to say is that it is very difficult to get the glue onto the very thin. I want that one to go higher instead of lower. Okay. And we'll have a couple floating off on this side. Stick. There we go. I'm impressed that my glue worked for the whole time. And of course, no card is complete without a little bit of bling. Oh, so there we go. Our two sheepy cards. And you've got your little sheep poking in on the inside. Don't forget to stamp a sheep on your envelope because everything has to match, doesn't it? So I hope you've had fun with this. If you make the cards or use the design, please post them to my group. I always love to see what everybody's done with my ideas. And have a good week. We will see you next week. I'm sure in Melbourne we're still going to be in lockdown, but hopefully the rest of you can get out and do some fun stuff. Chat soon. Bye.